Welcome to the Insomnia Project. We're in our 10th season. I hope you're enjoying what you've heard over the last 10 seasons, Amanda.
Saison 10.
That's right.
10.
We're a calm podcast, just to remind you.
Okay. I don't know why I'm so... I think because I had Coca-Cola.
Okay, so we're going to just remind ourselves that the caffeine in that is going to bring us down a little bit, and we're going to have a nice, calm conversation. Thank you to all our listeners who've been here for 10 seasons, and for those who just joined us, thank you as well. I'm your host, Marco Timpano.
And I'm his sidekick, Amanda Barker.
Amanda, you know when you get a song in your head or like a thought in your head, and
Yep.
Is it called a wormhole?
What?
Is it called a wormhole?
You're a wormhole.
Okay, what is it called?
An earworm.
Earworm, that's right.
Yeah, an earworm. A wormhole
is a science space thing.
Yeah, and I think people say go down the rabbit hole. Like when you're like, oh, what was the name of that actress that was in that thing?
Right.
And then you find it, and then you're like, oh, did you know? You know, she's also a master pottery maker. And
right.
What is that called when you're a master pottery maker?
You're that's great.
A potisan?
A potter, I think. Just a great potter.
Master potter?
We watched Great British Pottering Show, or whatever it's called. What's it called again?
The Great Pottery Throwdown, I think.
And if you haven't watched it...
Great British... I don't think British is in the title. I don't think they realized it would become a franchised entity.
There became a Canadian one, right?
There is.
Yeah, there is.
So I think there's the Great Canadian Pottery Throwdown, but then there's just... the Great Pottery Throwdown. I think that's what it's called.
I want you to take a pottery class that I've said I was going to give you years ago, and I've been looking into one, so we need to find out what works with your schedule.
I can't have my ghost moment without it.
What's that? Your ghost? Oh, your ghost. Oh, ghost.
But
yes.
You're alive in my version.
Okay, well, thank goodness.
Hopefully.
Wow.
We've been waiting a long time, so.
I'm
sorry.
Speaking of... Okay,
I've had too much caffeine, clearly.
Well, I haven't, so...
Okay, I apologize to all.
Speaking of worms, have you ever held a worm in your hand?
Is this our wormhole we're going down? Our rabbit hole?
Yeah. We've talked about so many things over the last 10 seasons. I don't think we've talked about worms.
This is worms. You want to do a worm dive?
Sure. There's something fun about seeing worms in the rain when you go outside and they're all squiggling around.
Oh, those are earthworms.
Yeah.
It's a specific type of worm.
I know.
Have I ever held an earthworm in my hand?
Yeah.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how deep you want to go down, but science class in grade 7.
I see. In Australia, they have earthworms that are really, really long, like crazy long.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like the length of a school bus.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
And they're not snakes? They're
No,
worms?
no, they're earthworms, yeah.
What's the difference between a worm and a snake?
Well, a worm is an invertebrate,
Mm-hmm.
and a snake has a vertebrae. And it's one is an amphibian, one is a reptile, the snake, and the worm is I believe it belongs to the insect genus, but I'm not sure.
I don't know my genuses.
Oh.
At all, I'm realizing. I called something an amphibian the other day and realized, no, it's a reptile.
Oh, I want to know what you called an amphibian.
I don't remember, but maybe a frog or a toad.
Those are both amphibians.
Cool.
Okay.
I think I called them reptiles.
Okay.
And I realized that I've kind of forgotten. You know, you don't use it, you lose it. And trust that I have not used any of that knowledge from the 5th grade or grade 5, as we say.
You've aged out of your genius.
Potentially a long time ago. But, yeah, I don't know. It's funny. We were talking to our niece tonight, and by we, I mean you were texting with her, and she is concerned. She's so sweet. She was concerned that she's had a substitute teacher now for a while. I don't know what the story is there, but she has, and she's worried she's not going to be well prepared for high school.
Yeah.
So this is a concern for her.
Well, to which I assured her she could teach high school in 2 years, let alone go to high school.
That's true. She knows a lot about a lot. But all of that knowledge, that biology knowledge, I liked biology. Did you like biology?
I did, but I didn't love my biology teacher, so I never went further with it.
Makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference.
I loved my biology teacher in grade 10, and I used to babysit for him.
Okay.
So he was sort of like a family member, really.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What were your desks like in high school? or in grade school. Did you have the ones? So these are the ones I had.
High school was different than grade school.
Okay, so did you ever have the one where the chair that you sit on is attached with a bar to the desk that you write on?
Yeah, for sure. We had
Did you ever have the desk that would open up and you could store things inside the desk?
Grade 8. My first year in the Canadian school system was grade 8, and grade 8, we had those. I remember that.
Did you ever have a?
Because I remember I had so much in mine, I had a hard time closing it. I think.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
The desk that you couldn't lift open, but it had like a little hole where your belly would go, and that's where you could
You'd
put
shove
things in.
stuff in, papers and so on. Yeah, and you'd always kind of have your pencils and erasers up in the front of it, so that you had access to them, right?
Did you ever have a desk that was on a slant and had a little groove cut out of the top so that you could put pens and pencils?
I've had all these desks.
Have you ever had a desk that had a chalkboard attached with a string to it so you could write on the chalkboard and hold it up to your teacher?
No, Gilbert Blythe. I did not. I don't know if you know that reference.
I don't.
Anne of Green Gables.
Okay.
No, I did not go to school in 1901.
Okay.
So no.
Did you ever have a roll-away desk or roll-up top desk?
What?
You know those ones, they're not for school, but some people have them. I think they're called secretaries, where you roll it open.
Oh, my parents had one in the house.
What's it called?
Yeah, maybe it is called a secretary desk, although it does not seem desky. It seems more like a hutch.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So it's a large piece of furniture.
Indeed.
With a lot of little compartments, I think, that you can
Why
store
did
things.
Our ancestors, man, once they figured out shelter, they were like, you know what we need to do? Spend all of our money on massive pieces of furniture, and then our children and our children's children and their children will want them. And then those poor descendants are left with all this stuff.
So much stuff.
And we don't want it.
Nobody
Except I do want it, but I don't. And we have too much stuff in our own house, so we don't have a lot of room. So
It's true. It's true.
yeah, still fighting the good fight of what to purge and what to keep. It's hard.
We could purge the desk that's upstairs, actually, that has a computer that we don't use on it.
Well, I was just thinking, it's funny that you say that, because I've been, we're in a regrouping phase. Spring is around the corner. We're early in the year yet. And I've been thinking a lot about changes that we should make. And I think we definitely need to get rid of that archaic computer, because it's as old as our nephew.
It's true.
And maybe older. And I bought it from my sister. So I just need to get whatever's on that, because really it's just a big storage system.
Yeah.
And everything on it, I think, is backed up anyway. But I'll deal with that. And then this is riveting for everyone listening, my big pink computer, which is my laptop.
Yes.
That'll be like our big computer there, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, whatever.
I was thinking if we got rid of the entire desk, we could put a Murphy bed there, which has always been something.
But then where do we have a desk? Then we have 0 desks in this house? For example, today you were at the kitchen table, which is where I would normally be to do the work I was doing. But since you were there, I went up and used the desk. And
I'm talking about the desk the computer sits on, not that little desk that you sit at.
well, where do you think I wrote my lines today?
Oh, on the desk?
On the
Oh,
desk,
okay,
because I need a surface to write on. We only really have 2 surfaces to write on in this house. That desk. Oh my God, I hope this puts people to sleep, because it feels weirdly personal today. That desk I can sit and write on. And then the kitchen table, which was at that point in use.
I see.
I don't know if we need to get rid of more more workspaces. I know you want a Murphy bed.
Everybody wants a Murphy bed.
We could put a Murphy bed in the spare room. Get rid of the bed that's there. You don't want to do that.
I guess. I know. It's
well, that's my point, is like the house needs to work for us.
Maybe I just want a Murphy bed because
you just think it's cool.
I think it's cool for
Let's
sure.
put one in the cottage then.
All right.
Listen, I love the concept of a Murphy bed.
It's a bed that disappears.
Yeah, I get it. But the house needs to work for us, not for a visitor when we have other visitors and other beds in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair enough.
We don't need 2 spare bedrooms.
There are Murphy beds that when you put them up,
They become a desk?
Yeah,
but I don't... You have to move everything on that desk when it becomes a bed, which is fine. But my thing is that desk has storage. Listen, I'm going to go through this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to go through... It's time to go through some things and get rid of more things. But even still, there's going to be stuff we keep and we need the storage.
Spring cleaning, if you will.
It is indeed.
So that's my desk conversation. That's as far as I can talk to you about desks.
We were doing worms. I thought you were on worms.
Well, you weren't contributing to the worm conversation.
I wasn't?
Yeah, I brought in all the worm knowledge I could.
Okay. Sorry.
Share some worm knowledge.
That was it, really. I dissected one, though.
Okay.
An earthworm.
I've used worms when I fish. Have you ever gone fishing?
Yeah, with you. Twice. What?
You went fishing with me twice?
I've been fishing twice, once with you.
Okay.
Once with my father. That didn't work out so great because I went to cast the line and somehow I let go of the fishing rod and it sunk into the St. John River, and that was my first and last day of fishing with my dad.
Well, you must have been young, so it's okay.
I mean, I was 16.
Oh.
I was pretty old. Definitely old enough to know how to hold a rod. Oh, you know what, though? The first time I ever really fished,
Yeah?
I did catch something. I caught trout.
When you threw your fishing line in the
No,
in the
I forgot. I was like 4.
I see.
So I don't know how much you're really fishing when you're 4, but you're holding the thing.
Right.
And standing with the thing, and then something bit.
What kind of trout did you catch?
Lake trout, I think. I don't know. But maybe it was bass. Out there, it's a lot of bass.
I see.
River bass and so on.
The first fish I ever caught was a brook trout.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was young too.
It was a place called Charlie Lake, and that's where I was 4, and it was my first time ever to Canada.
So it wasn't Massachusetts?
No, my dad was doing the company he worked with in Massachusetts at that time, long time ago, Symbol Company, had an offshoot location in Canada. The offshoot location became its own company years later, and he worked for them, and I think we've talked about that maybe on the podcast, but back then it was all one company, so I was really little, and we came up to Canada and went fishing. Yeah. So
that's cool. Yeah. There you go.
That's kind of it. That, and there was a lot of hunting trophies in the lodge that we stayed in.
Sure.
But I was 4. That's funny that my first trip to Canada, I was so young. I always forget that. But anyway, yeah. What was the first country you went to outside of Canada? And how old were you?
Oh, that's a really good question. I would say I went to...
Because you have family in lots of other countries.
I do.
But was it to the States or...
Oh, it's such a, you have to sort of reach back to figure out when the first trip you took. So I would take trips with my folks. We would go to Niagara Falls, Canada, but I don't think we ever drove into New York. I'm trying to think of if we went to, the interesting thing with living in Toronto, the closest sort of major U.S. city is Buffalo, New York.
Right.
And so, throughout my years, I've been to Buffalo many times.
Right.
As you do, you go with your family, you go with your friends, especially when you're old enough to drive. It's one of the first sort of locations you can kind of go to. At the time, we didn't need a passport. You could do it with your driver's license.
And you could shop, and that was a big thing in the 90s. Like, it all kind of depends on where the dollar was at back then.
And I love Buffalo. Like, I have to say,
it's a great city.
Buffalo, New York is a great city.
Is.
Sometimes it's maligned. I don't know why. The food is great there. The art is great there. The buildings look really cool there. So I have a love for Buffalo. But I did go to Italy when I was 12. So I'm just trying to think, did I go to Buffalo before the age of 12 or not, right? And
because I don't think your parents were really people that would go over and shop in Buffalo, were they?
No, not really. They did when that was popular, but I think that was later on in the 80s.
Yeah.
My mom would go.
80s and 90s, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we would, like I said before, we lived on the border, so back in the 90s, we would cross it weekly, for sure, every week. But, I mean, we lived 15 minutes from the border, so and there was not much going on in our town. So we'd go for fast food, and we'd go for groceries and gas, and we'd go to the movies and all the things we didn't have. I mean, we had groceries and gas in our town, but things that were definitely cheaper or just things that we could have access to.
Likely I went to the U.S., but I'm going to say that probably my first trip was with my grandmother when I was 11 years old. I went to Italy.
Okay, 11.
Yeah, 11 was
That's
my
young.
first trip. Yeah, but I was with my grandmother.
That's our nephew's age, our youngest nephew's, or not our youngest nephew, but our second youngest nephew's.
Yeah, and so that was my first trip, first time on a plane.
What did you think? What kind of plane was it? Do you remember?
I remember it being big, but I could remember it being big because I was little.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I had, what's it called when your ears get sort of...
A ears popped? Or
yeah,
whatever,
that was really bothering me. And I remember the flight attendant brought me ginger ale. Ginger ale was supposed to help with that.
In the 80s, ginger ale was the cure for everything.
Ginger ale is the cure for everything. So definitely that helped. I remember it being really big. I remember not being worried about it. I don't mind air travel, and I didn't back then.
Do you remember the food? Do you remember where you sat? What seat? Do you remember the window?
No.
Don't remember any of it? Or the movie they showed?
They used to show the movie in one spot, and everyone would have to watch it.
You had to watch that movie. If you wanted to watch a movie, that was the one.
Yeah.
I know it's funny to think about now, isn't it?
I wish I could remember that movie, but I was young and had a great time and came home. I remember having... I went on SAS airline, which is a Swedish airline, Scandinavian airline.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Not to Italy. This was years later. I went to Argentina.
Okay.
And I remember
You went to Argentina on the Scandinavian Airlines? That's funny.
Of course. How else does one travel to South America? And I remember having salmon lox on toast, and I was like, "This is amazing." I remember
Bienvenidos.
Yeah, I remember
Argentina.
Yeah, I remember that. It was awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I remember those kind of trips. I remember trips to Buffalo with friends, going shopping and going for wings. So those were the memories. Where was your first trip outside of the U.S.? Was it Canada when you were 4, I guess?
My first trip outside of the U.S. was Canada when I was 4. So that means we would have driven. I don't think we flew. I think we drove.
And your first plane trip?
My first plane trip was, I think, also when I was 4. I guess I was a busy 4-year-old. I'll have to check with my parents, but I'm pretty sure it was when I was 4 or 5. No, not 5. Maybe even 3. Because I have a couple memories. And it's funny that you say that the plane was big, because, of course, we were little kids, so the plane was big. But I do think there were bigger planes, like, back then, too, right? Because I remember being in the... I mean, I've been on planes that have a middle now. It's not like they don't, but we were in the middle chunk, And I remember the movie, this will give us the year anyway, the movie they showed on the plane was All of Me.
Oh, with Lily Tomlin and Steve Martin. Yeah, funny movie.
So I have to look and see what year that was. But I remember that being on the plane and everyone finding it funny. But I remember not being able to follow it because I was a little kid with these big headphones on.
Sure.
And they gave out these like big headphones, not the little ones we have now, right? But the big ones. And I remember that a little bit. But then so I guess that was my first plane ride, and we were going to Disney World.
I see.
And I was like, I know I was 3. I wasn't 4 yet. So I have that memory. I remember the Dumbo ride, and I remember the tire swing at the condo that we rented. I was a big fan of that tire swing out of all the rides. But then I have a really, really distinct memory of going again when I was 8 or 9. I think I just turned 9. And because it was Christmas, so I would have been 9. And I'll never forget the meal I had on that plane for some reason. They served breakfast.
Cool.
So it must have been early in the morning. And I got the window seat, and my dad was sitting to the right of me, and they served us French toast. And I was like, this is the best French toast I've ever had. I was so enraptured that I could eat French toast on this plane looking at the clouds out the window. And I'll never forget, my dad said, did that hit the spot? And I was like, yeah. Like, that to me was the perfect way to phrase it. It hit the spot. Like, I just was so happy. And still on planes sometimes, when you have the right drink or the right snack on a plane, I think I'm always chasing that on planes. Because, sometimes I'll buy the better snacks than the ones they hand out, whatever they're handing out that day. Or, me, I'm very particular with what I like to do and watch and read.
Yeah.
On a plane. I'm very particular with my plane
And I
travel.
never buy the snacks because I always find them overpriced, but you always find them, so I'll sneak one of Amanda's.
Yeah.
You still like to sit next to the window.
I love a window seat.
That's
I do.
True.
Although lately, our last few trips, I've been more partial to just if there's a window in a middle, I'll give you the middle because those head cushion things that we have are so great that I find I'm much more likely to, if I'm really tired, to fall asleep in the middle as much as I prefer the window any day, but I don't want to stick you always with the middle. I think you've sat in enough middle seats for both of us.
It's true.
He knows I'll sleep if I have the window, and his attitude was always, I'm never going to sleep no matter what, so I might as well be less comfortable. But it's not fair to you, so I want to give you the window more.
I last ride we took on a plane, I slept on the window seat, so maybe the key is the window seat.
I think the key is the window seat. And see, if I'm tired enough, which I was our last plane ride, if I have that neck pillow thing, and I think we've talked about these neck pillows before.
I think we should mention it again as a hot tip
but it's more than a hot tip. It's a
travel essential.
It's a game changer. It hits the spot, man.
You're listening to Game Changer with Amanda Barker.
If you're still awake. So it's a neck pillow that you open up. It's like a velveteen kind of material, so it's nice and plush and soft. And it has a zipper, so it looks like a worm, just to tie in our worm theme that we tried and failed with today.
A sausage, if you will.
Or a worm.
Mm-hmm.
And you unzip it, and you stuff it with all your clothes, your change of socks if you want them, your underwear, a different shirt. I always have a couple shirts, a couple pairs of pants. Like the last trip we did, I can tell you exactly what was in. It's still in my brain. I had an extra pair of socks, an extra pair of underwear, just because, you never know what's going to happen, who's going to spill what on you. And you want a different pair of pants, but not jeans. They'll take up too much room. So you want like thinnish pants that are stretchy or whatever, but comfortable, whatever you got. I put in 2 tops and another tank top, just because I live in tank top. So just basically a change, a full new outfit plus a few other things. Sometimes I'll throw in my poncho. Will go in there. I always travel with a poncho. Always, always. I keep them small and light. I have a white cashmere one that I'm pretty partial to right now. But I also have a sort of more rugged little brown woven one. Not a big poncho like with fringe, but something that I can just tie onto my strap of my backpack that just looks like almost like a little half sweater or like a little rag almost, because I just love having a little extra blanket on the plane or a little extra pillow if I want to turn it into one. But anyway, that neck pillow thing, so sometimes I'll put the poncho in there, but that neck pillow thing, and then it has a little, you just clip it so it looks like a big sausage or worm, and then you clip it, and it's bigger than, because you've stuffed it with clothes, it's bigger than the average neck pillow.
But it looks like one.
But it looks like a neck pillow. And when you're traveling with just a backpack, and you know the airlines I'm talking about, pretty much all of them at this point, and they're like, you just have a personal item. Yeah, I just have my backpack with my little neck pillow attached. My neck pillow filled with clothes.
That is. And that was Travel Essentials with Amanda Barker. Amanda,
I feel like I should have a travel line of goods.
You should.
And market them. That would be, I would make a few adjustments to that existing neck pillow and make it even better.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, speaking of worms, I wanted to say, did you ever have that light up worm toy as a kid? My sister had it. What was it called?
Glowworm?
Oh, glowworm. Yeah.
I don't think my brother had it. He was gonna have it, or he did, but I don't think he ended up with it. I don't know. We were not a glowworm family, as it turns out.
My sister had a glowworm, and you would take it to bed with you, and anytime you needed a little bit of light, you would squeeze its belly.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't know if its head would light up or if the tail end of the...
It was a smart idea, because the dark, as a kid...
Yeah, sure.
You don't always love the dark, so having something that,
helps.
Probably helped a lot of parents.
Without a doubt. And I remember I should ask my sister about it if she liked it. I tried to record a podcast with my sister once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
And how'd that go?
Not so great.
Like a long time ago, or?
Not too long ago.
Oh.
She's not the easiest person to converse with on air.
You know what it is? I think, you tell me if I'm right. My hunch is that, I didn't know you did that, but my hunch is that she gets like nervous to be recorded and gets like in her head about what she's saying.
I don't know. Maybe if you did an interview with her or a
she's
podcast,
quite funny.
You should do one with her and see how that turns out. That would be nice.
Like, she's easy to talk to.
All right, we'll see if we can make that happen.
She has a great sense of humor.
In season 10. Well, that's our episode of Desks, Worms, and Travel Essentials, I guess is how I'm going to wrap
desk
that one up.
worms and our first play ride,
Yeah.
our first plane memories. Mine was a Delta plane, by the way. I don't know why I need to do the shout out, but
Mine was Canadian Pacific, which no longer exists.
I remember looking at the Delta insignia and going, is it the same as Delta faucets?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at 9 years old.
Wow.
It's the way a 9-year-old thinks. And then for years later, I was like, how are there two companies with the same name? But I don't think one has anything to do with the other, the faucets and the planes. But anyway, I guess we must have had a Delta faucet at home. But yeah.
Likely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't remember much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, oh no, wait, Canadian Pacific is not an airline. It was Canadian.
Canadian Airlines.
Yeah, Canadian Airlines.
Yeah, Canadian Pacific is a railroad.
Yeah, so it was Canadian Airlines. So I flew Canadian.
But you went off the continent.
I did.
I haven't gone. I was 21 when I went off the continent for the first time.
Oh, wow. Where'd you go?
Monaco.
Oh.
Well, into Nice. So I flew from Montreal into Nice, of all places, and then lived in Monaco.
That's
so there you
awesome.
go. Yeah,
Well,
just
there
for
you
a
go.
small time. But yeah.
Where was your first trip on a plane, folks? Let us know and send us your message on Instagram or wherever. We'd love to hear from it. Thank you for listening. We hope this episode here helped you to listen and sleep.